You can call me Corey. Man, what's with you today?
I feel good. Upside down for you. You use the airport. That's an airport.
Oh.
I'll pass everything.
I know, I was in the class today.
Sit on the ground.
You gotta make sure we bring that quote-unquote airport back to Orion.
All right, if you haven't put your phones on silent, do it. Thanks, appreciate it.
Is vibrate okay?
Vibrate's okay.
It's not silent. Double check.
Would you like this right here as well? Or would you like this to be held? Where do you want this? I know how important that is. You gotta know if you wanted it.
That's good. Are you ready?
I think so, yeah.
All right, go ahead and catch that door, Mickey.
All right, well, this is our project. It's Computrack. We are Team Steel and Beauty. I'm group leader Anthony Lau.
I'm James Russo.
Matt Miller. John Strauss.
I'm Matt Borrell.
So basically the purpose of Computrack originated, I work at RAM Computers, a local computer repair shop, and our tracking system for keeping track of customers and job orders or tickets is, or was, pretty much non-existent. So we wanted to create an application that would keep track of customers, the computers they bring in, the descriptions that's wrong with them, and all the information we need to know, and then keep track of them as we work on them. So that's about it.
Okay, so one of our features is the login system, which based on username and password entered will determine what features you get to use, such as an admin can create new users and delete them.
The customer and ticketing database is set up for us to be able to keep track of new customers that come in as well as ones that are just returning. And the ticketing database is for the job orders, so we can keep track of all the information that each customer has.
Our next thing is the inventory database, and here the main function is to have all your items in stock and you can keep track of the quantities, but also there's a threshold preference, which if a quantity falls below that threshold, it'll send an email to a specified email address letting you know. And there's also a log that changes, tells you what people did, which use it.
In addition, we have a front desk mode for we'll have a computer, let's say there's a computer in the front of the store. It's for the average user or the everyday customer to come in and fill in their information. We have a print to PDF function using iTech Sharp that prints out a PDF that RAM computer is unique to them, and it fills in their text boxes. And we have a preferences where we can change the SQL connection or anything dealing with the email.
Okay, this is an example of the customer's form we have. So a new customer comes in, they'll fill out this form. All the bold fields are all the main parts you have to save, such as the name, company, the address that they have, and any email address, phone number, so we can get in touch with them.
Okay, so this is a screenshot of our ticketing window. The ticketing window takes in information such as what item the customer brought in, the make and model, the description of the problem with it that he's fixing, and also it assigns these tickets to that specific customer, whichever customer select. And another feature is the print button, which prints the PDF, like James said, and he'll describe it during the demo.
This is the inventory screen. This is, if you want to add new items, this is where you do it. You can select the category, the make, and the quantity, which is required. There's some other fields, but the main feature here is when you select an item, you can change the quantity or anything else, but mainly just the quantity is what employees are going to be using the most. And there's a log, but we'll get to that.
And the tools we use, obviously, Microsoft Visual Studio, Utorus SVN. The icon bottom left is iTech Sharp. We do have to give some credit to Telerik buttons. We used SQL Server and Expression Blend.
Alright, so basically main Computrack is just going to make managing all the customers, the information, tickets, keeping track of the progress of the actual repair, make it a lot easier. I like these 2 points right here, less time sorting problems and more time actually fixing the problem the computer was brought in for. And also, of course, the inventory will be easily kept track of. But we kept the presentation pretty short because our demo might be a little long. So. Alright, so as soon as you open it up, this is the window you're going to see. We've got 2 tabs, our customers tab, our inventory tab, list of customers over here, and pretty much all features and all buttons that can be clicked also can be clicked up here at the top of the menu bar. But the first thing we're going to want to do as soon as you open it is log in. So we'll log in as a user. And users can create customers, create items, change things, but they cannot create or access the manage users window where we can add new customers, add new users, manage their permission levels, things like that. So if we sign out, we can log in as admin. And now we have this new option, manage users. So we can see all the different users. If you select one of them, we can see it'll check they're an admin. We can uncheck it, save it, change their password, all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you can go and close out of that.
Okay, next part would be the customers. If you were a new customer coming in, what we do is pull up the form and fill out the person's information. We can just pick something for now. Only the bold fields are required, but you can enter more if you'd like. And as you can see, some of the fields like the phone numbers, state and zip code, those are all set to only accept numbers to a certain length, so you can't enter just random things in there.
You can't enter numbers here in the zip, or letters in the zip code here.
So as soon as we save that, that person's name shows up on this list here, by last name. And if we were to add a new ticket for that person, there's a button right there on the main screen.
Okay, so we can access the new ticket window through either the menu at the top, customers, and select new ticket. Right here we have the customer drop-down box, which when clicked will show all the customers that are currently in the database. And you can select a customer and then type, you pick the type, could be a desktop, laptop, netbook. And then fill in the make and model. And then the description will be whatever's currently wrong with the computer. And the known defects will be whatever like dents or scratches or things that were already present on the computer or item when it came in.
And the defects are just things that are wrong with the computer so that we aren't held liable for them. It's not the reason the computer's going to be fixed, it's just to make note of.
And now we have a print function, so we go ahead and print. And what this does is it's going to take all this information here and print it out to the RAND PDF. And as you can see here, we have your name, your company, anything on that screen that was filled out or has information on will be on this screen, including email, the actual program here. There's no space for the email, but it's still getting pulled. We're just not displaying the data here. And you can scroll down, you can see everything. And down here to the left, we have desktop, laptop, netbook, and according to what you type is what it checks. So if you put in something else, as in like an iPad, I'll go ahead and show you what it does. There it is. It goes ahead and does other as an iPad. In addition, up here, it does the ticket number, which is auto-generated and they receive the ETA, and it also does the technician based on who's logged into the system.
So we also have external tickets, internal tickets, which are used by employees to communicate with each other what's been done to the computer already, and whether it's in progress or it's finished. And
Well, you can also, so for instance, if like one technician has started working on a computer, he's not there the next day, if he does his job correctly, he'll leave notes on the computer, you know, if it's a virus infection, he'll say, you know, if there's this one virus left, named such and such that I'm having trouble removing, this is what I've tried so far. We also have a communication log, which would be every time you get in contact with the customer to get them to like approve prices or anything like that, you make a note there and then, you know, save it into the log. And then the work summary, so at the end, once the computer's done, for just quick viewing, we can type in a very basic explanation in the work summary box. And then you can save.
And also we have, as you can see, this in the display, we have the ticket, all of the tickets that are associated with that customer. You can click on each individual one and then press edit, and it will pull up all the current information associated with that ticket. You can change whatever you need to, resave it to the database.
Yeah, also mentioned, we have filtering set up for the tickets and the customers, so if you were to filter tickets, click on filter, you can choose different selections if you just want to see certain ones. The same way with the customers. You filter open tickets or view all of them.
That's what the system's been in use for a while, we're gonna have several hundred customers listed in there, you don't have to sort them out all the time. So you can just hit, you know, only view customers with open tickets and it'll filter those out. If you're looking for someone specific, you can also type in like GILL and it'll slowly filter out until we get the person we're looking for.
Alright, I'm going to talk about inventory, which is what I worked on. The first thing we'll show is adding a new item. This is if there's an item that you're not carrying in stock, but you want to carry in stock. So you have to select from a category that's already there, but say we don't have SSD now, we'll start holding SSDs. You can add a new category for that. Add a new one. And that will automatically add to the filters. If you click on the filter option, you can filter by SSD now. Of course, you can delete categories as well by just selecting and deleting it. Don't do it, but you know, in case someone makes a mistake, it'll work, I promise. But, also, all of our list views in our program are sortable if you want to click on a page or something. And so one of the best features I would say is, say if we need a hard drive for a customer, but they only have an old motherboard that only has IDE connections, you can filter by type first. Don't do that. That should filter as well. You can filter by hard drives. You're right on it. And then you can search, for example, for IDE. And it'll show it. So, yeah, I probably should mention the search for whatever the item select. It'll fill in over here. And that's where you can change all the options. Like if you want to just decrease the quantity real quick, just make it 19 and add a reason. You can say you sold it to a customer or something. Now save. Now go to the log. So this will be, it'll say the user that did it, which was the admin, the item they edited, and the change they made, and fills out the reason. Our added item should be there as well. So yeah, default new category and you may fill in a model. But that's the category. Oh no, it's not. Click on the one below it. Oh, it's not, nothing there. Never mind. It's only when you delete a category that shows up.
Okay, in addition to all this fun stuff, we also have an email function for the inventory. So let's take the hard drive. Whenever we have a threshold more than or a threshold larger than what we have actually. So if our threshold is larger than our quantity, and we save it, we will have an automated email sent to probably the manager or whoever's in charge of the inventory. I'll just show you that works.
You can change it in preferences.
Right here, it shows you, gives you your category, your make, your model, and the quantity you have now. Here's the preferences page. Here's the email settings. Obviously, you can change to, from. Here's your password, and here's the SMTP. Here's your port. And since some SMTPs don't allow SSL connections, we allowed it where you could toggle it. You just save, and you can test. And this too will send a test email that simply says text. And over here, we can change the connection string, and it will bring up Microsoft. And you can add that.
Yeah, I mean, if you are advanced enough to know what these features are, whenever you're, after this program is set up, you can go through and select SQL now. SQL Server 8.10, very last one. If you hit next, you can fill in like an IP address and the username, password, and all that for the SQL Server. Once you hit save or hit OK, it will rewrite the config file, and then the next time you open the program, it'll connect to that database instead. You can transfer that. But I think the last feature that we had is, we talked about, what we didn't show you, was front desk mode. So once you log in, you can hit file, front desk mode, and it just gives you this very basic interface to where customers that walk in and they see our display computer, they can't see all the other customers make changes and things. The only thing they're allowed to do is add a new customer, add a new ticket, which you can click on it if you want. It's the same one that we showed you earlier. And if you want to switch back in full view, but you have to enter the password. If you get it right, then you can back up. But I think that's about it for the demonstration.
I just want to mention a couple things. First of all, that's pretty impressive. It seems like y'all have a very complete piece of software that does a lot. I like it a lot. So first thing I wanted to ask about the front desk view. It seems like you're kind of expecting your customers to know already coming in that they're going to need to add themselves if they've never been there.
No,
or how does that work exactly?
This piece of software can be sold to anybody or used anywhere, right? But in our specific location, we're standing with the customer, we're talking with them.
Okay, so you just kind of got
we fill the information out for them, we just don't want them to be able to see all the other stuff. And if we have to walk away for some reason, we don't want them to have access to it.
Okay. So. My other question, since I know Philip's going to ask anyway, who did what?
I've done the printing and the email functioning with all of that. So.
I did the majority of the database work. I set the database up. Trevor helped me set up part of his server and set the database up. Kind of explained to everybody how it worked and showed me the basics. One thing, I wanted everybody to get a little bit of database experience because none of us have ever dealt with it before. So I'm pretty sure I can say that everybody in the group has done at least one method using SQL. Other than that, I did a lot of the back-end functionality for the tickets, the list view that we saw, and the manage users. I made the manage users window and all the functionality between that. So.
I mainly worked on the ticketing system, working both the GUI and back-end system for connecting the database and stuff.
I did the display where it shows the customer information on the front page, and I did emails, and I'd fix random bugs here and there.
I was inventory mostly, but also did some full inventory log as well. I did a lot of work with filtering and sorting. I did all the dispute sorting and filtering for customers and inventory.
because it looks like you guys have a piece of working software. You guys all seem to understand the client requirements. You know how the business works, right? It helps that you were there, but you're not the only one that knows. Did I mention working software? Yeah. The presentation was good, right? It looks like you guys did really well. Was that true? Did it go well? What was the worst thing that happened?
The worst thing that happened? The server that hosts our database, our spelling
All right, that's good. That's very impressive, guys. Congratulations. Just curious, y'all mentioned Telerik as some of the things. Which controls did y'all have?
The drop-down combo box, because it's you can type into it, but it's also read-only, so you can only type letters that exist in a current customer. I mean, we could make a custom user control for it, but
It was just
it'd be fun to try it out.
I was just curious because Telerik controls are awesome. So.
Yeah. Some other small things like that.
Which one of you guys did the work on the email?
Both.
Both y'all? How did y'all work? What language? I'm assuming this is C#, WPF, one form, or just WPF?
WPF.
Okay. How exactly did y'all do the emailing function?
He set it up, but I do believe we just used Gmail, and we had to allow network credentials, and I hope I'm answering the question correctly.
Well, keep going.
Well, the way I have it saving is we have it saved in the user config file, and then it reads to the SMTP client, and then we allow the network credentials if they're correct.
Okay. Y'all, if I'm remembering this correctly, y'all made that a lot more complicated than it really needed to be.
Isn't that the point?
Yeah. I mean, what y'all did was really impressive. I mean, going through all those things, that was really impressive. But y'all definitely, I believe, made it a lot more complicated than it really necessarily needed to be.
Just the emailing or the entire application?
Well, the email.
Just the emailing?
Just the email.
You know what?
Everything else, that
I'm
was
curious
beautiful.
as to why. I mean, what do you?
Yeah.
It's like honestly, what they did is pretty much pro standard, right?
Yeah, well, that's
You
what I'm
want
saying.
it configurable. You want the SM.
Yeah.
I mean, you want that configuration option.
Yeah, I understand that, but isn't there a class within C#
That's what
that
they
allows?
use, SMTP client.
Yeah, that basically allows you to hardwire that or
Yeah,
configure it.
yeah, that's where you made the mistake. Right there.
Yeah.
Never-
No, no,
Okay, well.
Well, the point is that like if they succeed in that, right? And then okay, so what happens if that server is?
Well, what I saw from you guys was a well-oiled machine, and it's really good to see the synergy between you guys. It's really impressive, and I'm proud of you guys. Like, I'm glad to have been in the same class with you.
The user windows that all pop out and stuff like that, are those like modal? Can you still touch stuff behind it?
No, they're
Let me show you.
it's like a
Dialogue.
dialogue. Yeah, it's a dialogue.
Yeah.
So they're considered
Yeah,
a dialogue.
Something about one, I forgot.
Oh yeah, we do have an awesome about window. When these windows do pop up, they take focus. You cannot click anything behind them.
Can you just like drag it around?
You can't. No. You can drag the main window around, and these children window sensor based on where the main window's at. So. Yeah.
How many of y'all know Matt V? Y'all seen him down in the lab? You know, the tall guy, crazy hair, red beard. Did y'all have y'all? Yeah, well, yeah, he cleaned up a little bit now. But have you ever talked to him about his 285 project? So y'all probably don't know. I was just going to mention that this piece of software that y'all did for this class is the only other as complete, as well-made piece of software that I've seen since his 285, because theirs was awesome too. It did a whole lot. Oh yeah, Cap was also on the group too.
Thank you, Cap.
Didn't I demo to y'all? Remember?
Yeah.
The ruler. Yeah.
The ruler, yes.
There was a lot that went into that.
It's a big fancy ruler.
This is the only other piece of software that I've seen in a 285.
Yeah, this is
that
like ridiculously good.
As kick-ass. So good job, guys.
So when's your client gonna install it?
We actually set it up last week. We've got almost 50-some computers in it already, and it's so easy to keep track of things. So.
You guys found a bug yet?
Yeah, we purposely didn't show them to you.
What happens if you have more than one client with the same exact name?
What's that?
What happens if you have one
Oh,
client?
well,
who-
see, yeah, that's the thing. If you open the ticket window, new ticket. So if we have more than one customer with the same name, the whole point is when we make a ticket, we want to make sure we assign that ticket to the right customer. But when you select a customer, it shows us a little bit of their information, like their address, right? So then you can compare, is this where you live? No, you must be the other Mac Guild. And we'll go through and find all the Mac Guilds until we find the info that's correct for that customer.
I know.
Have you considered maybe having that feature set up, say, around a phone number or uniquely identifiable piece of information?
Yeah, I thought about that afterwards.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great thing, right? You have the software, so.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
That was the, I'm never touching this again.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. If nobody else has